start sitting. Use a blanket, use a pillow. If you need to stay laying down for a tiny bit longer, you are welcome to stay down. But today I wanted to start in sitting. Feel what you need. If you need to stay for a bit longer in your resting Shavasana, feel free. Come in your sitting pose. If it feels comfortable, rooting down from your sit bones, lengthening your spine, resting your shoulders. Maybe you want to lift them up towards your ear just to feel where your shoulders are. Exhaling, release them down while you're rolling them down a tiny bit. Pressing your hands maybe a tiny bit into your knees to feel where your hands, where your knees are. And then you're releasing your hands, feeling the softness of your hands. You can bring them in front of your belly, or you leave them on top of your knees, whatever feels more comfortable for your shoulder. With your eyes closed, bring your awareness, your attention towards yourself. Gathering this energy, so used to be out, controlling, judging, evaluating, analyzing, copying, finding my way into an environment and losing self. How many of us we are living. More important to adapt, to reach out. We think to be accepted. We think to be acceptable. So bring your awareness in and finding this attitude of accepting of yourself. Letting your breath be gentle, soft. Bring your awareness, bring it back home. The more we learn to accept ourselves in all our limitations, in all our tweaks and creaks, this constant effort of be perfect. Without shadow, there is no light. Without darkness, there is no sun. So let yourself be as complete as you are with all these areas. You're facing difficulties, maybe emotionally, maybe mentally. With acceptance, we grow. So let yourself sink into yourself, finding this gentle yes in your heart. Acknowledging limitations. Free spirit, limited humans. And feel when you allow yourself to have your limitations, to have your difficulties. How does it feel you in your body, in your system? Releasing a tiny bit more this tension, trying very, very hard. Release this trying and enter your being. With gentleness, with acceptance, letting yourself grow. And to bring your awareness even a tiny bit closer for today's pranayama. Let's take the pramadi breath, this humming breath, where you hear yourself breathing, where you actually let your chest, your heart, yourself start to vibrate, to help yourself to bring your awareness even a tiny bit more inward, literally sensing yourself, listening yourself. So with your humming breath, we want to start all together with the first humming, and then you follow your own breath, your own pace, letting this room, or for you at home, your own space, letting it vibrate with your own breath. So let's start all together with a big, 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 big inhaling. Taking this round as your last round. Feeling and sensing this vibration in yourself, this echo in your womb. Stay with your awareness, stay inward. Nothing that important to reach out too far to lose yourself. Nourish your being. Bring your arms next to your body and sweep your arms over your head with your next inhaling. Stay with your left hand, release your right, plant your right hand onto the floor, bend your elbow and reach with your left arm. Pinky finger turned towards the floor. Inhaling, coming back in your neutral, soft touch of both of your hands, as if you can gather the energy, bring it, drag it into your heart with your eyes closed. Maybe you would like to set an intention to focus on for today's practice around this area of accepting. And set this intention for your practice with your inhaling. Reach with your arms over your head. Exhaling your left hand. Plant your left hand. Bend your elbow. And making sure your shoulder is far away from your ear so you can bend this joint called elbow. Reaching with your arm over your head. Breathe into your belly. Good morning, Charlotte, Anna, Svenja. Breath. Inhaling, coming back with both of your hands, soft touch of your hands, bring your attention into your heart with your eyes closed just for a moment. Inhaling, both arms over your head, opening your arms like wings and bring your fingertips behind your seat, rolling back your shoulders. Gaze with your chest towards the ceiling, squeeze your shoulder blades. You can stay here, or if you are a bit more used to the practice, you can rooting down from your knees, lifting your seat and opening up your front side. Breathing from your tips of your toes into your top of your head, lifting your hips a tiny bit higher, exhaling, coming down onto the floor, letting your arms walking forward, sit bones, rooting down, so you do not want to lifting up here, sit bones, rooting down, maybe you stay on your fingertips, or you can folding further a tiny bit more, depending on your hips. And here we are with limitations. Somebody grow with a tiny bit more tighter body, somebody with a super flexible body. Who cares? Conditions, constitution are different. Inhaling, walking your hands back in your neutral with your hands under your knees, closing your knees and swing your other foot in front, arms on your side, sweep your arms over your head, shoulder, staying down. Open your arms, fingertips behind, squeeze your shoulder blades, please stay here. Or you're rooting down from your fingers, lifting your heart. Breath, feel how this opens up your whole front side. Deep breath. Exhaling, coming back down onto the floor with a nice long spine. You walk your hands, maybe you stay with your arms long, fingertips, walking a bit further away, long spine, sit bones, pressing down. Maybe you can fold forward. Do not compare yourself. Judging yourself, evaluating. Inhaling, walk your hands back in your neutral, one more time with your hands under your knees, closing your knees, plant your feet onto the floor, hands on your side, and releasing tension in your hips, in your thighs, like you're swinging your legs a tiny bit, one side, the other side. Back in your neutral, lengthening one leg and plant the other foot really in the center of where your knee is. So your foot comes in the same height as your knee is, and then you're bending both of your feet, plant your feet hip width apart, your hands behind your shoulders, fingertips pointing towards your heels, rolling back your shoulders. With your next inhale, pressing your feet, pressing your hands into the floor, lifting your seat. And with your exhaling, releasing, maybe you can slide with your hips between your hands, lengthening your legs, inhaling, lifting yourself up. Exhaling, releasing, sliding through Inhaling, lifting, pulling, open your feet, hip widths apart. Chris, see that your feet are really nice and parallel. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, sliding through. One more time. Inhaling, lifting. Staying here. Breathe. Making sure you do not overstretch in your throat. So you want to be able to sing a nice little. That's the best way to see if you're squeezing your throat when it sounds like you're squeezing your throat, lifting your seat a tiny bit higher, exhaling, releasing back down. Swing your knees under you, find your tabletop, hands under your shoulders, knees, hip widths apart, hips directly over your knees, puppy pose, walking your hands forward, spreading your fingers wide while you're pushing with your seat, release your arms, armpits stretching. Maybe you bring your forehead towards the floor or your gaze between your hands, whatever feels more comfortable for your neck. Breath. Inhaling gently, walking your hands back under your shoulders and sitting back on your heels. Nice thigh stretch. When this is difficult, please always, you can bring something in between your heels and your seat, or you can folding your mat to make this as a nice little cushion to give yourself a bit of a support, making sure your shoulders are over your hips and your belly stays in so your spine is nice and long. We do have this tendency to sit here like this. So you want to bring yourself in line, arms on your side, sweep your arms over your head with your inhaling, turning to your right side, left hand outside, right knee, right hand in line with your spine. Find yourself twisting. You need a blanket? No. The toilet. Can you go out, please? Because these are the private toilets. Inhaling, coming back in your neutral, arms floating over your head, lengthening your spine, twisting towards the other side, long spine, belly in, making sure you do not fall with your belly. Inhaling, bring your arms back in your neutral, arms on your side, making a fist, thumb stays up. With your exhaling from your shoulders, bringing your thumbs back down, inhaling up and turning them into your back, feeling this movement in your shoulders. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhaling like a nice little massage from your shoulder joints. Inhaling back in your neutral, opening your hands, cross with your right arm in front of your chest, your left arm on top, pushing your arms, wriggling them around, plant your hands. When this is difficult, please find your shoulders and push your elbows further away. Release your forehead on your upper arm. Do you fall into your lower back? Making sure your belly, your mulla bandha is lifting up slightly. That you have a nice long spine. Breathe between your shoulder blades. From here, you can stay like this, or you're lifting your elbows. Find a sweet, nice little back bending. And when you're bringing your belly in, lifting your mulla bandha, rounding forward, as if you're folding over a ball. You really want to rounding your spine. Inhaling, back bending, lift your elbows. And then from here, you're pushing your pelvis floor, rounding your spine. You do not want to just lean forward, making really a big, big, nice little circle. Inhaling, lifting up, arching. Exhaling, round. Imagine you have a ball in front of your chest, of your belly, and you want to folding forward. Inhaling one more time. Exhaling. Inhaling back in your neutral position, releasing your hands. Bring your hands on your shoulders. And from here, imagine there is a wall and you want to pressing this wall with all your strength towards the side, pressing it towards the side. Releasing your arm, sweep your arm over your head, come on to your knees. Exhaling, reaching forward while your belly pushing back, long spine. Plant your hands in your cat, gaze between your hands, curl your toes, lift your seat, downward facing dog. Stretching out your legs, breath, spreading your fingers wide, walking with your feet to warming up, letting your neck growing long. Always more important, a long spine instead of long legs. Bend your knees, flow in your child pose, memorizing child pose, palms of your hands facing up, release your neck. Remember, always available when you need to slow down. When you need to find integration, instead of sitting up, looking around, judging, evaluating, making yourself feeling better, feeling worse. Mind is always able only to judge, to evaluate. Find this place of acceptance. All what is strength, tiredness, weakness, busyness. Tuck your tailbone in, roll up your spine, vertebra for vertebra, shoulders rolling back and down, coming back into your kneeling, making sure your knees are closed, arms on your side, sweep your arms over your head, release your shoulders, exhaling your arms on your side one more time, making a fist. And you want to turn from your shoulders. Do not only do it from your elbows. You want to really bring your shoulders rolling forward. Exhaling. With this big bound in your shoulder. Exhaling. One more time, inhaling, opening your palms of your hands, and you want to rounding your spine, bring your palms of your hands forward. Inhaling, opening up, rounding your spine, gaze towards the ceiling. Exhaling, it is your core is working, your spine is working. Exhaling. Inhaling one more time. Exhaling. exhaling, round back. Inhaling back in your center, left arm crossing, right arm on top first. You want to really pushing your arms and then you're wriggling them around. Remember, when this is difficult, please bring your hands on your shoulders, rolling back your shoulders, lifting your elbows, resting your forehead. Lift your elbows a tiny bit more, Svenja. This is it, and pushing them away. Stay, or you start working like you want to lifting from your belly, your elbows, exhaling, rounding forward, as if you're folding over a nice big ball. Inhaling. And you want to work deep down, pelvis floor, lifting up towards your belly button, higher up towards your heart. One more time, inhaling. Rounding forward. Inhaling back in your neutral position, releasing your hands. Bring your hands on your shoulders and you want to pressing them, pressing this wall, really all pressing away. Releasing your arms, sweep your arms over your head with your inhale. Exhaling, reaching forward, planting your hand, gaze between your arms in your cat, downward facing dog, pat. Warming these tired hamstrings from sitting, the squeezed muscles of your calves. Step your feet together, lift your right leg towards the ceiling with your inhaling, staying square with your hips. Spread your fingers wide. Bend your knee towards your chest and reach with your right foot under your left, taking a big step towards the side, rooting down from your right hand. Let yourself flipping open. Breathe. Stay with your right foot where it is. Plant your left hand back onto the floor, lowering down on the outside of your right foot. Leave your legs really scissored apart, turning your torso towards your center and gaze over your right shoulder. Nice twisting here. Deep down, belly, chest, breast. You can stay here. Maybe you have a bit more space and you can come down onto your elbow. Bring your belly button towards the floor, releasing this holding deep down in your Mula Bandha. People with a bit more flexibility, maybe you can opening your arms and bring your belly button, chest towards the floor, gaze towards your right side. Please stay wherever you are, wherever it feels right for you. Deep breath. Remember, some people only grow up with a tiny bit more tighter muscles. Constitution is different than super flexible. It is all the same, of one coin. Breathe, inhaling, coming back onto your elbows when you've been opening your arms, coming back onto your hands under your shoulders, curl your left toes under, Lift yourself up, step your right foot, meeting your left high plank. Breathe. Heart between your hands. Breath. Release your knees. Chin, chest meeting the floor, elbows glued to your body, sneaking forward in your mini cobra, pulling your hands towards your heart, lifting your hands. Breathe. Exhaling, hands curling your toes, making sure your shoulders staying down. So you want to pulling your hands towards your heart, rooting down from your knees when you need, curling your toes, lift your seat. Downward facing dog, breath, spreading your fingers wide. Lift your left leg towards the ceiling, staying square in your hips. Breath. Maybe you can't lift your legs so high when you stay square in your hips. Conscious breath, conscious movement, accepting limitations. Bring your knee towards your chest, reach with your left foot under your right, taking a big, nice, long step, rooting down from your hand, flipping open. Breath. The further you step your foot away, breathe. Open your chest. Breathe. Exhaling, bring your hand back onto the floor and let yourself coming on your side of your leg. Maybe you want to scissor your legs even a tiny bit further apart while you're pressing your hand into the floor. Turning your belly towards the floor. Releasing deep down your Mula Bandha. This holding, squeezing. Breath. Stay. Maybe you come down onto your elbows, long spine. Stay. Or you have a bit more space and you can come down from your chest, open your arms, gaze the other side where your leg is. Breath. Breath. With your next inhaling, wherever you are, slowly bring some more weight onto your hands. Bring your hands back onto the floor. Hands under your shoulders. Curl your back toes under, lifting your thigh. And you want to swing your left, meeting your right. Come into your high plank. Breath. Stay one more breath. Exhaling, knees, chin, chest, meeting the floor. Observe your shoulders. Inhaling, lifting your chest, lifting your hands. Breath. Curl your toes, making sure you do not lifting your shoulders. Very often what we do is lifting shoulders and finding our way, squeeze back. So you want to pulling your hands towards your heart, curling your toes, stay down with your shoulders. Breathe. Stepping your feet together, gaze between your hands, walking your feet forward between your hands, hip width apart, inhaling, coming halfway, hands on your knees, lifting your toes and feeling this movement in your kneecaps. Exhaling, releasing your toes, inhaling. Now you want to only lifting your kneecaps. Long, strong thighs. When you don't know where your kneecaps are, maybe you want to lifting one more time. Your toes, feeling this movement. And from here, you're releasing your toes, stay with your legs active, lengthening your spine, folding over, releasing your neck, releasing your arms. Brace active legs. Press your feet into the floor with your thighs, really nice and active. Come in your standing, inhaling, long spine, exhaling. Bring your prayer in front of your chest. When you're coming up, you have two choices. Either you want to rolling up and soft in your spine, or you have your legs really nice and strong, kneecaps lifted, strong thighs, long spine. Please avoid doing kind of a halfway and bring pressure on your lower back. You're walking out of the room and think, yoga is not for me, my back is hurting. Releasing your arms, sun salutation, sweep your arms over your head, folding forward, bend your knees, step your right foot back, long runners lunge, gazing forward, stepping back, downward facing dog, inhaling high plank, exhaling knees, chin, chest, Utsu, Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhaling your down dog, step your feet together, your right leg, inhaling, exhale, step your right foot between your hands, long runners lunge. Make sure your foot is under your knee, exhaling both of your feet, inhaling halfway, folding forward. How do you come up? Really, you want to pressing your feet, long spine, as if there is somebody pulling you up from your chest. Exhaling, bring your hands. Left side, want to start. Inhaling, lifting your arms over your head. Exhaling, folding forward. Step your left foot back, long runners lunge, opening your chest. Exhaling, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, high plank. Knees, chin, chest, Chaturanga Dandasana, whatever feels right for you. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, wonderful, downward facing dog. Step your feet together, left leg, inhaling. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, help with your hand when you need, open chest. Inhaling, exhaling, both feet together in front, lightly. Inhaling halfway, long spine. Exhaling, folding forward, Uttanasana. One breath in your standing. And here, really, begin pressing your feet more into the floor, opening your chest, that you do not bring any pressure on your lower back. Exhaling, bring your pride. This is it. Releasing your arm. You feel a bit strange when you do this, but you want to support and get more strength in your legs, in your core while you're coming up. Hands in front of your chest, releasing your arms, sweep your arms overhead. Exhaling, folding forward, bending your knees, your right foot stepping back, crescent moon lunge, release your knee, release your toes, inhaling your arms. Exhaling, planting your hands, stepping back in your high plank, stay in your high plank, lifting your right leg towards the ceiling, the back towards the wall, stay in your high plank, breathe. Exhaling, releasing your foot and lifting your left, pushing your left heel. Exhaling, release, Chaturanga Dandasana, or knees, chin, chest, coming down, spreading your fingers, pull in, inhaling, lifting your heart, exhaling, your downward facing dog. Step your feet together, lift your right leg towards the ceiling, Exhaling, swing your right foot between your hands. Release your left knee, your left toes, crescent moon lunge. Exhaling, planting your hands, gaze forward, stepping back. Inhaling, coming halfway. Remember your kneecaps, long spine. Folding forward, releasing your neck. One breath from your feet, from your chest. Inhaling, exhaling your prayer. Release your arms, sweep your arms over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, step your left foot back. Crescent moon lunge, release your knee, release your toes. Inhaling, stay, breathe, releasing your shoulders. Opening your arms towards your side. Stay, breathe. Exhaling, interlacing your fingers in your back, opening your chest. Please stay. You can bend your knee, grabbing with your hand, your ankle while you're pushing your heel far away, opening your chest. Exhaling, releasing your hands under your shoulders, curling your back toes, stepping back in your high plank. Stay in your high plank. Breathe, lifting your left heel, pushing it far away. Exhaling, releasing, lifting your right heel, pushing it far away. Exhaling, releasing, Chaturanga Dandasana. Stay wherever you are, knees, chin, chest. Take your practice. Breath. Downward facing dog. Breath. Step your feet together, lift your left leg, inhaling. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Release your knee, release your toes, crescent moon lunge. Inhaling, stay. Release your shoulders. Bring your weight on your front foot a bit more, stepping your foot a bit further. Rolling back. Beautiful. Opening your arms. Breathe. Hugging this universe with your heart, with your belly. Stay or interlacing your fingers. Be a bit more playful. Pushing with your hands. Stay or you're folding in your knee. Maybe you can grab with your hand your ankle. Inhaling. Exhaling, planting your hands, gazing forward lightly. Step your foot in front. Inhaling, coming halfway. Folding forward in your exhaling. One breath, standing. Inhaling. Exhale, bring your prayer in front of your chest. Close your eyes. Breath. Releasing your arms, inhaling, sweep your arms over your head, interlacing your fingers, lifting your heels while you're reaching with your fingers up. Breathe, balancing on your balls of your feet, connecting deep down. Mula Bandha, belly button. Breathe, turning towards your right side. Stay balancing, and you want to opening your arms towards the side. Breath. Stay balancing. Breath. Inhaling, coming back into your neutral, and you want to twisting towards your left side. Stay balancing. Feet connected, Mula Bandha slightly active. And you find your balance. Breath. Inhaling, finding back into your neutral. And from here, you want to folding in your knees. Fold your knees, lowering down, balancing on your heels. Breath. Exhaling, bring your prayer in front of your chest, letting your knees opening, planting your hands in front of you. You want to find a nice crow and arm balance. So you're pressing your hands, lifting your seat, bring your knees under your armpits on your upper arms. And please only try, if this is a bit too much, you're planting your hands and you're balancing backwards and forwards. You want to gaze forward with your chest. People used to the practice, you can take a vinyasa, jumping back, floating back, taking a vinyasa, and we all want to meet in downward facing dog. So when you've been trying, coming back, walking your feet back in your downward facing dog. Breath. Breath. Inhaling in your high plank, stepping your feet together. Bring your left hand in front of your face, toes turning towards your right side. So you can support yourself with your right hand. You can release your right knee, or you come into your side plank. Breathe. If you are in side plank, you can start playing. You can lifting your upper leg. You can bending your knee, trying to grab your toe. Whatever you are, taking 2 more breaths. Breath. 1 more breath. Exhaling, plant your hand back onto the floor, and with a big, big, big exhaling, lifting your seat. Stay in your down dog, spreading your fingers. Where is your Mula Bandha? Lower belly. Breathe. Inhaling in your high plank, left, right hand in front of your face. You turn your toes. Please support yourself in any variation you would like to do. Lifting your hips, breathe. And then from here, you can lifting your leg, your upper leg, obviously. Breathe. Play. Breathe. 1 more breath. Stay 1 more breath. Inhaling, exhaling, flipping back, lifting your seat with a big exhaling, open your mouth. Softening your breath. Lengthening your breath. Bend your knees, gaze between your hands, hopping, stepping, walking forward, inhaling halfway, folding forward. Uttanasana, arms on your side, Utkatasana, fierce pose, pressing your feet, bending your knees from your thighs. You're lifting yourself up, long spine. Stay in your Utkatasana while you're lifting your left heel, come balancing, pressing your left ball of your foot into the floor. Exhaling, release, lifting your right heel. Stay in your Utkatasana, and maybe with your awareness of your core, with your awareness of your Mula Bandha, you can lifting both of your heels. Exhaling, folding forward. Uttanasana, long neck, long spine. Please bend your knee when you need. And from here, you want to bring your hands under your soles of your feet. So you bring your toes meeting, your wrists, please bending your knees. There is no reason you can't do this. When you're bending your knees, let your neck grow nice and long. And people with a bit more elasticity in your muscles, you can lengthening both of your legs while you're pressing your feet into your hand, feeling this release in your wrists. And the connection, hands, feet, folding forward. Releasing your knees, releasing your hands, Utkatasana, arms swinging along, lifting your prayer, bending your knees. Breathe, reaching high from your heart while your seat is reaching towards the floor. Bring your weight on your right side and play. Maybe you can lifting your left foot. Exhaling, bring your left foot back down, bring your weight on your right side, and maybe you can lifting your right. Breath. Exhaling, release, sweeping forward. Uttanasana, releasing forward. Breath. Bend your knees, gaze between your hands. Maybe you want to hopping back, stepping back, taking a vinyasa of your choice, meeting in downward facing dog. Meet downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers, neck nice and long. And you want to try coming into your handstand. This sounds really super difficult, but please, you don't need to come up. You start gazing with your hands, with your heart between your hands, walking gently with your feet forward, your arms staying nice and long, and you're coming closer, bending both of your knees, and you want to try jumping up 3 times with your right, 3 times with your left, or you try coming up with both of your feet. Just try it. It's more about really connecting with this jumping up and with your core, instead of you want to be that ambitious and you want to coming up. Breathe. One more try. Breathe. And you want to come into your child pose. Bring your arms around, integrating this a tiny bit more active, maybe a tiny bit more challenging. It's more about daring, bringing weight on your hands, daring, jumping up and finding the strength in your core. Inhaling, reaching forward from your hands, come back in your cat gaze between your arms, curl your toes, lift your seat downward, facing dog, bend your knees, gaze between your hands, hopping, walking, stepping forward. Inhaling halfway, please listen. Folding forward, Uttanasana, lifting your left heel with your right hand from the inside. You're grabbing your left foot, left hand on your left hip, right knee bending slightly, lifting your foot, lifting yourself up. Breathe, or maybe from the inside. It's easier. Breathe. Maybe when your foot is a bit far away, you're grabbing your knee so you can straightening your spine. People with a bit more flexibility, maybe you can stretching out your leg and you're releasing your left arm. The full pose is you're twisting back. Please stay bent in your knees, people. Do not get stressed. No reason, you're holding your knee, and then from here, you're gently walking yourself, gazing towards your left side. Inhaling, everyone coming back into your neutral, lifting, your left knee towards your chest. Exhaling, planting your foot back onto the floor, hands on your hip dance. Shaking this hip out, breath. Arms on your side, sweep your arms over your head, inhaling. Exhale, folding forward. And you do the same with your right. So first you bend your right knee, left hand from the inside, softening your standing knee. Hand on your hip, gazing forward. When you're opening your chest and you're lifting your foot, it's much easier. Breathe. Remember, hand on your knee. You do not want to stay squeezed here with your spine. You want to find a nice long spine. You can work like this, no problem at all. Or you start lengthening, pressing your foot, lifting from your chest, smiling in your heart. Breathe. Breath. One more breath. And gently and slowly coming back in your neutral, lifting your knee towards your chest. Plant your foot back onto the floor, arms on your side. Inhaling. Exhaling, folding forward. Bending your knees, lifting your heels, coming back down in your kneeling, heels meeting your seat, lengthening your spine. Hands on your knees, index finger and thumb on the breath. Slowly slowing down. Bring your gaze closer towards your heart. Breath, reaching forward from your arms, sitting on your seat, lengthening your legs. Push with your hands, your flesh to the side. Paschimottanasana, arms over your head. Please remember, you're folding in your knees when your hamstrings are a tiny bit tight. Folding forward from your belly, reaching for, yes, this is it, pulling, bending your knees a tiny bit. Breath, shoulders. Breath. Upper body meets lower body. Lower body meets upper body. You wanna softening in. Feeling how your belly is massaging your thighs. And your thighs massaging your belly, calming down. Inhaling, coming back in your sitting, exhaling, releasing your hands, sliding under your shoulders, lifting your heart. Please stay here when this is good enough, or you're reaching forward from your balls of your feet, planting your soles of your feet into the floor, lifting your hips. Making sure you do not overstretch in your throat. Do you remember? You want to be able to sound the nice sound of an Inhaling, coming back onto your seat, making sure you are on the first 3/4 of your mat. I would like to take shoulder stand today. So please remember, if you don't want to take shoulder stand and you have a block around, you always can place a block under your hips where the bony part is. You do not want to bring your hip block too high to hurt your back. You bring it where your hips, the bony part, then you're lengthening your legs. When your hamstrings are tight, making sure your knees are over your hips and they are not coming towards your belly. Hips higher than your heart. And then from here, you can working your feet coming up. Shoulder stand. You're rolling onto your spine. Making sure your shoulders far away from your ears, walking your feet towards your seat. From here, with a nice gentle touch on your hands, you're lifting your knees, lifting your seat, bring your knees first on your forehead, walking your shoulders closer. Please, from here on, you do not look to your left, not to your right. You do what feels right for you, or you're coming back down. In this position, you do not want to look to turn your head. Bring your hand on your kidneys and gently letting your feet lifting up towards the ceiling. Walking your shoulder, your elbows a tiny bit closer. In your shoulder stand, feel free, you can start to play, opening your legs towards the side or scissor them forward and back. Give yourself 5 deep breaths to be playful. Maybe you want to bring the soles of your feet together in your center and releasing your heels towards your seat. Trying to come in lotus, half lotus. One more big breath. And slowly, halasana, bring your legs over your head. Listen, only when your toes meeting the floor, you're releasing your hands, interlacing your fingers on the floor and lifting your seat even a tiny bit more. When your toes can't meet the floor, you support your back with your hands. You do not release your hands. As people used to the practice, you can join in, folding your knees, squeeze your knees into your ears, bring your arms around, folding in. Or please, you stay wherever you are. Inhaling, wherever you are, you want to bring your hands back onto your kidneys, lengthening your legs, and slowly and gently, with your legs nice and long, you're rolling back onto your spine, vertebra for vertebra. When your sacrum meets the floor, hugging your knees towards your chest and resting here for a moment. People with your block under you, pushing your block away, bending your knees and holding your knees towards your chest. Happy baby pose, knees towards your armpits, feet over your knees. Get your feet from the outside with your hands. So your arms, your shoulders are in between your legs and your hands reaching around. Please grab your ankle, your calf muscles. For your calf muscles, you bring your arms around to the outside, or you bring your hands behind your knees. You do not want to lifting your hips here. Your hips pressing down. Inhaling, gently releasing your feet, plant your feet hip width apart onto the floor, your heels close towards your seat, arms next to your body in a gentle bridge with your arms over your head. You're pressing your feet into the floor, lifting your hips, bring your arms over your head, palms of your hands facing up. Breathe. Exhaling, releasing, bring your spine back onto the floor, your arms back next to your body, lengthening your legs and stepping your feet together, rooting down from your elbows, lifting your chest, sliding your elbows under your shoulders. You want to come into your fish pose. So from here, traditionally, you're sitting with your seat on your hands. If you want to take one more pose further, then you stay with your hands next towards your hips, reaching forward from your balls of your feet while you're lifting your chest, come down on your top of your head. You stay in your fish pose, or if you would like to challenge yourself, you're folding in your hands in front of you, pointing with your index finger, lifting your legs. Breathe. I forgot the name of this pose. Sorry, Chris, do you know? I can't remember. I'm very bad with names. Sorry. And Lou, when you do this, you lower down your legs, lowering down your legs. You don't want to lift your legs so high. You want to lowering down your legs. Breathe and lift. This is it. Breathe. Deeper breath. People, slowly, 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 one more breath, and you're releasing, pressing your elbows into the floor, slowly coming down onto the floor, hugging your knees towards your chest, rounding your spine, squeeze your body, bring your knees over your hips, open your arms towards the side, a gentle twisting, to release any tension you might create it. Start with your knees on one side, gaze over the opposite side. Both shoulders staying down, barely active in your breath. Feeling your Mula Bandha, release this pelvis floor. Inhaling, find back in your neutral. Exhaling to the opposite side. Inhaling, coming back with your knees in your center and squeeze yourself out one more time with a big, 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 big exhaling. And with your next inhaling, float in your Shavasana, letting your legs separating, arms next to your body, palms of your hands facing up, taking all what you need, maybe a blanket, maybe your socks. Give yourself a time to prepare to find your final relaxation. Savasana, pose of integration, pose of meditation. The only risk here is mind starts to wander, as it is the place, the pose we take for sleeping. So stay awake, stay aware, while you deeply relax in your body. Maybe a few more adjustments, like wetting your lips with your tongue, swallow. Maybe you need to feel your fingers. You want to make a fist playing with your fingers, that you know where your fingers are, to release tension you might holding. Maybe you need to play with your toes, with your thighs for a moment, to locate your thighs. And with your next exhaling, find your natural breath and the absence of outer movements. There is still inner movements happening, like your heart is beating, your breath is flowing. Acceptance of all what there is. And there is a quote from Morgan Harbor Nichols. For the highs and the lows and the moments between, mountains and valleys and rivers and streams, for where you are now and where you will go, for I've always known and I told you so. For nothing is happening and all has gone wrong. It is here in this journey you will learn to be strong. You will get where you are going, landing where you belong. And slowly and gently reconnecting with your breath. Reconnect with your sensations, letting your breath growing fuller and stronger. While you feel this movement in your fingers, in your toes. Start playing with your fingers, with your toes. Maybe there are spontaneous movement wanting to happening. There is a movement missing, whatever there is. Take your time. And maybe you feel ready, folding in your knees and flow to your right side. Your left hand gently in front of your chest, as effortless as possible. Find your way into your sitting, kneeling, lotus, half lotus, whatever pose feels comfortable for you. Plant your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your chest. With this warmth in your heart, with this acceptance of all what is, limits, pleasure, anger, fear, brightness and lightness, joy, whatever there is. As humans enjoying this whole display, the more you accept it, the more you find yourself resting, stopping this running around. And to finish and seal this practice, let's finish with a deep, deep sounding Om, taking a comfortable inhaling. Thank you for practicing yoga with me this morning. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.